In the icy heights of Kargil, he stood tall, not just as a soldier, but as a symbol of India's courage. Captain Vijyant Thapar, Vir Chakra, a name etched forever in the heart of the country. Just 22 years old when he made the supreme sacrifice.
पंजाब के लेफ्टिनेंट विजयंत थापर, जिन्होंने युद्ध में जाने से पहले अपने घर वालों को खत लिखा था कि अगर फिर से मेरा जन्म हुआ तो मैं एक बार फिर सैनिक बनना चाहूंगा और अपनी मातृभूमि के लिए मैदानी जंग में भी मैं लड़ना चाहूंगा।
A warrior, a son, a dreamer. The father he left behind chose not to grieve in silence, but to rise in service. Colonel Vijyant Thapar retired, a decorated veteran of Indian Army who turned loss into purpose, carrying forward his son's legacy by igniting courage in thousands of young hearts across the country. Soldier, father, author, mentor, patriot. His story is not just about remembering a hero, but about becoming one. Today on HP Unplugged, we listen, we remember, and we salute. Colonel Vijyant Thapar, retired. Colonel Vijyant Thapar, sir, welcome to HP Unplugged. We are truly privileged to have you. Having a war hero and father of a war hero at this studio is an extreme pleasure for us.
Oh, it's absolutely delightful for me to be with you, and particularly in this studio, because I had never come earlier for this kind of an experience. I think it's a wonderful thing that I'm here with you today on this very, very prosperous and a very lucky day for us, because on the one side, our pump has just celebrated its silver jubilee.
Okay.
Yeah, just finished before I came.
Okay.
And then we are having this All India Dealers meet, and there also Kargil Vijay Diwas is another 4 days from today.
Yeah.
So it's all such a combination, such a good time to have this conversation.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have worn the uniform with pride and lived through defining chapters of India's military history and wars that India has faced. But you also carry a deeply personal legacy, that being the father of Captain Vijyant Thapar, Vir Chakra Vijeta, the name that continues to inspire the nation. So how has been this journey? The way you have shaped the purpose and outlook in these years after service. Being the father of Captain Vijyant Thapar?
Well, actually, mine is a long story, because I have had now 62 years of continuous service.
Okay.
37 years in the army and 25 years in the HPCL.
Okay.
So all told, 62 years have gone past. And there's a lot to tell. But to start with, I was commissioned in 62. As you know, it was a very sad story. 62 war was a very sad story. And it happened when we missed the war by just 20 days.
Okay.
It was a kind of a ache that was left forever, because at that time we were so enthusiastic to take part, but we missed the chance. So that was, and the hurt of that war has remained till today in our hearts. Big lesson that I learned over there was that a leader's primary job, very important job, is decision making.
Okay.
I mean, you got to give considered decisions at the right time. There's no use a considered decision coming later after the event is on. So that was one thing that I learned, and of course, many other things also. But the things went wrong in that war for the country, both at the military level and at the political level.
Okay.
So that is a sad chapter which we left behind. And then after that, of course, in my life, it was our son Vijyant, who was born in 76. But before that, I had participated in both the wars, in 65 and 71. Yeah. So 65 war peculiarly.
And you were at what rank at that time?
I was a captain.
You were a captain.
I was a captain.
And under you, how many men were there?
At that time, I had 30 men.
30 men. And we were defending against 800.
800 people were there.
Okay.
And at night, when 8 machine guns opened fire, just 400 yards away from you, the whole mountains shake and mortars and all sort of things. So what I want to say is that there was fear.
Okay.
Fear is a normal phenomenon.
Okay.
It is nothing new. It's a human emotion.
How do you brave that fear?
Yes, that's what I'm coming to. Now, courage is not absence of fear.
Okay.
But it is that quality in a human being with which you overcome the fear that you feel.
Okay.
The fear, I may fear death, I may fear getting hurt bodily, you may fear fire, somebody else may fear the oceans. So fear is inbuilt in everyone, some form of fear. But how quickly you overcome that fear is where courage comes in.
So what you told your boys during that time?
But I had to be with them. I didn't have to tell them anything because I told them only one thing. We shall not move behind even 1 inch, no matter what happens.
No matter what happens.
So luckily for me, the neighboring pass, they abandoned.
Okay.
But we stuck around. So then of course it was well recognized and I was put up for a Vir Chakra.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was given a Chief of Army Staff's commendation card.
Okay.
So that was 65 war. And 71 war was a very different experience.
You were posted where during that time?
In Bangladesh.
In Bangladesh.
In Bangladesh. And I was posted as against 65. In 71, we were in the winning side.
Yeah.
Where the morale of the men and the morale of the country was so high, it was difficult to rein people in. But we went in.
At what rank you were there?
Major.
Major.
I was a major.
And how many people were there under you?
No, I was in the staff.
Okay.
But I was in a very difficult, different staff. I used to look after the civil affairs.
Okay.
What happens is when the army goes, the areas which are captured, there is no administration.
No administration.
So there you have dacoities, all kinds of crime. So they require an officer to take care of that.
Okay.
So that was my role. But we never got a chance for that classic role to be fulfilled. But I had seen tremendous things, Some of the things that you may like to tell your viewers, these are stories only now. The lasting impression of the prisoners of war.
Okay.
Those arrogant Pakistanis were brought to their knees properly and they were marched up into the prisoner of war cage. And that was the first time after the Second World War that a new nation was created by the force of the military. We created Bangladesh. I also saw tragically how much a human can wreak havoc on other human beings. The Pakistani army had gone berserk there, and the way they killed people and all this sort of things. That was one thing I can't forget. The other thing that is everlasting in my mind is the outburst of joy among the population. The moment
the Indian Army
had captured and the Pakistanis surrendered, that day, my God, there were riotous mobs on the street, They wanted to do anything and everything for us. But that I remember very well. Chittagong is the second biggest town. And luckily,
So you were in Chittagong.
I was in Chittagong, and I could go anywhere in Chittagong. Luckily, there was a United Nations aircraft, aid aircraft, which was flying from Chittagong to Dhaka.
Okay.
So I went and stayed one day in Dhaka also,
Okay.
post, and saw the kind of things that happened there. Basically, it was a great feather in India's cap, that 65. The other very remarkable thing that happened that left an impression on our lives was my son, Vijyant, joining the army as the 4th generation officer.
4th generation.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was there, my father was there, my
Your
grandfather
was there.
So it was the 4th generation. That became a great event for our family, and it left its impact. So, and correspondingly his departure when he fell fighting left a even stronger impact on us, all of us. So that is the area. In between, another event that was very important for me, that I was selected and nominated for the Defence Services Staff College,
Okay.
which is a very prestigious qualification to have.
Okay. So, how did you turn this grief of losing your son and converting it into such an inspiration? You have written books, you go to colleges, you do go to schools, and you inspire young people. You come up for these kind of interviews and you tell your story so that people get inspired. How do you do this? Like it's very difficult to do, but what drives you?
Both of us were shattered. I and my wife were shattered when Vijyant's news came to our house, his body came. And along with it came his last letter. That was a source of great inspiration for me. And in that letter, one of the things that he had written, he wanted me, as a military father with such a long legacy, to see how well that he had acquitted himself in that hot battle. So he had said, if you can, please go and see the place where the Indian Army fought for your tomorrow.
Right.
And then and there I made it a point that I'll go there. And immediately 1 month after the war, I was there. There were Pakistani bodies still lying there. There were stores of war lying there. Still lying there, means bulk of them had been disposed of. So that is how it all started. Then you see, you have to rationalize. Loss is there, we can do nothing about that loss. So I and my wife sat down. In fact, in that last letter, he has written, live life king size. Don't get into a doom and gloom situation. I've gone so, in his number 2 point that he writes, it's so important for the whole country.
So how did he know that,
He had a premonition.
He had a premonition.
In fact, I've gone there 26 times and 16 times I've gone to the place where he fell. When you see that mountain, it is about the ugliest mountain that I've ever seen in my life. I've been an infantryman. As I told you, in Sikkim I've been with the Chinese. But that strikes fear into you when you see that mountain, because it's got not a blade of grass. It's got a sheer slope of about 80 degrees, and it has got boulders, which you will see in this photograph.
So enemy was at the top.
Enemy was on the top. There's only one ridge line that is swept by machine gun fire, artillery, and whatnot you have. And this guy has got to go and attack top. So it was a very mighty, for a 22-year-old boy to be given this kind of a task. But there was no option. Only these young people could have done that, because they had the determination, they had the
Courage.
dedication, they had the patriotic spirit in them. They had a lot of valor and bravery, and they wanted to prove themselves in the battle. And above all everything, they had the physical
Strength to
good strength to be able to
fight in those
fight in
altitudes.
areas. I'll tell you, because you see this photograph carefully, the boulders, you have to jump from boulder to boulder at night, and the enemy is sitting on top. He's got the advantage of being inside, covered, and he can see you and shoot you, because it was a full moon night. So that was the thing that they fought and did, which is really a wonder. It's really a wonder. We sat down, both of us, I and my wife, and we thought about what he had written to us. That letter is very touching. And he had written it 4 hours, mind you, 4 hours before he actually went into the attack. And he handed it over to his friend Captain Thapar. Tommy, in case I am not able to come back, this letter be delivered to my parents. So, and as usual, colleagues say, what the hell are you talking, you'll come back. But finally, Tommy brought that letter to us in Noida, and it broke our hearts like anything. But nonetheless, the impact that came on us was that we can't sit in this state. He's done his bit for the country.
And he was quite brave in that letter. I read that letter.
That letter is, everyone must read it, and it's available on the net, and there's no problem in reading that. It is a very motivating kind of a letter. So both of us decided that we have lost Robin, but we have lost him physically. That's all. Spiritually,
he is connected.
He is with us. Even now he is with us. I know he is guiding me while I'm giving this interview to you. So, why not make use of his spirit to motivate people? So I got down, they started calling me, the TV channels, national TV channels and all. I started going, my wife started going, and making our own efforts towards raising the awareness of the armed forces, how young officers are doing what they're doing, and how the nation should feel obliged and very grateful to, respectful to these people in uniform. As you know, every day one or officers getting killed, and you know, it's a very cruel thing, but that is happening. So we have to give due respect. So in that direction we started moving. I started getting then calls from schools, colleges, from all over India. In fact, Bombay, they called me twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was here. And
so what do you tell these kids?
It depends on the audience, you see.
Okay.
Like if you go to a small school, it's got to be different. If you got to go to a college, it will be very different. Because many of the people in the college are just on the borderline of deciding where to go. And we want good chaps to come to the military. Because, let me speak here about, open my heart to you about this. That sometimes people tell me, Colonel Thapar, we are very sorry that you lost your son at a young age, such a young age, 22 years. So always I have to tell them, look, first thing, please remember, it is never the length of your life that makes a difference. It is the depth, what you have achieved. And you see, so far as, sorry to be talking about it, so far as death is concerned, it is inevitable. The day you are born, it is ordained already. So why worry about it? No, that's, and more importantly than everything else is that somebody has to defend your country.
So that the others can sleep peacefully. And
I mean, either it is my son or your son. So it has to be there. And luckily we have no shortage of very brave and enthusiastic youngsters who will do anything for the country. So that's how we started. and now we are at full stream. I don't think there is a week when we don't go somewhere.
Okay.
Just before I came here, there was a huge big function held in Bidar in Hyderabad, beyond Hyderabad.
Okay.
Public function. Lot of people came, and I had the opportunity to give these ideas to them.
Okay.
And the way they respected Vijyant, it's not Vijyant that they are respecting. Along with Vijyant, they are respecting the whole lot
Thousands
of
of,
young people,
the young martyrs.
spirit.
Yeah.
They are respecting the spirit. Yeah.
Right. So you spoke about how you inspire, young minds, go to colleges and speak about that. So if you have to give one message to all the young HPCL officers who are joining this corporation and, working in a national PSU, so what is that one talk that you would like to give?
1 point.
1 point.
Just 1 point. I would like to tell them that it doesn't matter. It's not only the military people who do something. It is you. Every one of you has to perform his job to the maximum, the best possible manner, so that everyone can benefit, the country can benefit. See, we require a strong country, and the strength of the country comes from the strength of individuals. So we require to be not only physically strong, but we also require to be morally strong and mentally and in every way strong. And the sum total of our strength will. So if you are making this, you have to make this the best video ever made.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it.
That's a very beautiful point that you have picked up, sir. Now we come to your current, that you are an HPCL dealer, and we are truly privileged to have you as our dealer. And you're running Lieutenant Vijyant Motors in Noida. A very proper name, attribute in itself. So how do you see this venture as an extension of your values, and what role do you think such institutions play in serving communities beyond business?
Well, let me start by saying that I was an army officer of 37 years when this thing happened. Between his departure and my retirement, there was just 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, we would have enjoyed the company of each other as officers for some time at least.
Okay.
But that was not to happen. So the first thing is that traumatic change that took place for me, who didn't know the backside of what business is all about. Straight-footed soldiering we have done all these years, and suddenly you are confronted with these business decisions. So it was one huge shake-up for me. And all the time, if it was not for the HPCL officers who held my hand at that time, it would have been very difficult. Because financial decisions, we have never taken such big financial decisions. Buy a tanker, 20 lakhs, where is the money going to come from, and all that sort of thing, is to get onto my mind all the time. So that's what happened, and then of course, as an army officer, your financial position is not like a businessman. And in the case of Vijyant, all your audience must know that so much weight was put on my head. It was no ordinary RO that was being opened.
Okay.
For the inauguration of Vijyant Motors, the entire hierarchy of HPCL was there in Noida. They had gone for Bhatinda oil refinery. From the chairman downwards, all the entire lot, they decided to come for the inauguration because it was the first RO to be commissioned under the Kargil scheme.
Okay.
So it was very prestigious.
Very prestigious.
So all these things, they kept on adding a lot of pressure on me as a dealer. You have the defense minister coming, you have in fact the prime minister was to come, you have the chairman coming, you have GM, and that puts so much pressure on you, and you don't know anything about anything. So gradually I started working very hard. There's no escape but to work very hard. And let me admit to you that I have not worked harder in the army ever as I have worked hard in bringing up my retail outlet so that it becomes a landmark.
And it's been 25 years you are with
25
HPCL.
years, yeah.
So, how was your experience like with HPCL for so many years?
Fantastic. It was a very good experience because each time we got a positive pat on the back, we benefited by it. For example, our pump was the first pump pan-India out of 2 pumps. Ours was the one pump who became Club HP Star.
Club HP Star, okay.
One pump was ours and one pump was. And then you see, whenever the senior officers come and visit, it's a learning experience.
Right.
Learning experience. Then I used to go to various conferences, meetings and things like that. And the fellow dealers, they helped a lot. And we were able to pull up the RO.
So,
plus the aura of Vijyant was there.
Aura of Vijyant. Yeah.
And without going too much into it, the legacy of other dealer doesn't have that. I had the legacy of my son. I had the legacy of the military uniform that I have worn. And I had a huge family
background.
Base. Yeah. So
Fourth generation of.
Yeah, that pressure was always on me. And that guided me into making Vijyant Motors a landmark pump in the company.
One advice that you want to give to all your fellow dealers, because you spoke about fellow dealers, in running the business. So what would you like to give?
Well, what can I give? I can only tell the fellow dealers that 2 things, discipline and integrity. They take you like nothing else in this trade. We are selling now over 20 KL of MS and over almost 16 KL of HSD every day.
Okay.
And I don't want to exaggerate the difficulties in which we are doing it, because right in front of us, a flyover is coming up.
Oh.
For the last 5 years, the thing is not moved. Chalta hi ja raha. And it hits our
revenues,
traffic coming.
Yeah.
But that's what I say, that we have made customers into our family. It's not just staff.
They're just not the customers, they are your family.
They are a family. And they interact so well with the
boys on the...
Yeah, so one thing is discipline, integrity, and the standard of your own outlook to life must reflect in your salesman. You go to Vijyant Motors at any time, you will not find a person who is not shaved, who's shabby, whose dress is not correct.
Proper.
And that kind of a thing.
So you are bringing the military discipline?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In the morning, they are lined up. Their uniform is like a parade. They are lined up, 32 chaps. And they are checked. All right, shoes polished, haircut, this, that, and everything. And it is very much appreciated by the local people, the customers. Very much appreciated. Mind you, I'm in the middle of, surrounded on all sides by 5 mighty
retail outlets.
Huge outlets. But we have had our way. Because the customer base is almost...
They trust you.
Family ownership,
Right.
They do it, yeah.
Now I want to talk about the books that you have written, Vijyant at Kargil, and also the upcoming novel Lotus Songs. So, what does do you think the storytelling, play in nation building?
Yeah, it's very important that the stories of such heroes is passed on from one generation to the next generation, so that they are also inspired, motivated to do that kind of a thing. It is not only for the army.
It is for all individuals.
It's for all. We have dealers who have a legacy of 100 years and 70 years and all. So they would like to pass on their experience to the next line of dealers. Similarly, for the army, it is very important because it motivates the young people. Sometimes it's a matter of life and death. life and losing your limb and things like that. And therefore, the kind of motivation that is required, fire that is required in a young person from the military is definitely going to come from what their predecessors have done.
Okay.
So, Robin's story, Robin is my son's pet name.
Okay.
It is so rich. I felt that if I do not put it down in book form, it will be lost. So it has been archived now in a way. Book has done very well, and it is a source of inspiration for many people to come. In fact, after me, a lot of other officers also who lost their sons, they have also
Written about it.
And let me tell you, we have one more.
Okay.
A small little, it costs about 100 rupees.
Okay.
And this is, the same story, but in a children's interest point of view. So we made this, and we give it to the boys and girls who come to the pump, mostly on Sundays.
Okay.
And, school going and inspired kind of, we just give them a gift.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So they read about it and they get inspired.
And their parents get attached with us like a kind of family.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming for this interview and telling about his story, your story. They are so inspirational. I'm sure the viewers who are seeing this episode will be extremely inspired by what you spoke about, your experiences, and they will be enriched. And thank you very much once again for coming.
It's been my pleasure, absolutely. And hope you'll make another serial and call me again.
Yeah, sure, definitely, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.